right? And if you look at here, let's talk about some of the children often neglected and underserved by New York City. Our reading below grade level. It's hard to see that stat there. I believe it's 85%. Thank you, brother. Who aren't even reading on grade level. So when you talk about what we're graduating, how poor we're doing, let's see what we're accepting. When we talk about our Title I recipients, students who are getting free or reduced lunch, 79%. Let's take a look at the special ed population, about 19%. 30%. Good Lord, that time for glasses. I turn 40 next month, Sorry about that. Okay, and then we talk about our ELL, our English language learner student population, right at 11%. So, what's important here is this. We don't turn any students away. We accepted all children here. The whole purpose of the school, when Brother Foy made the school, and they called me up down in Maryland to come up and be their first math teacher, they told us about how we're going to accept anybody. We're going to take our posse scholars with a $200,000 four-year scholarship, and we're going to take the guy who just came out of jail. We're going to take them all, and we're going to transform and work with them. Now, when did loving children become a crime in this city? Why are we taking the hit because we didn't accept, we accepted all children? We could have kicked a lot of kids to the curb, and our rates would have been much higher. But that's not the kind of school we are.
Yes.
Please go home and do some reflection and think of what type of system we serve that punishes schools for loving all children, accepting all children too. And despite all of that, I don't just want to get on the negative, because despite all of that, we still beat the city on graduating black males. So we took all the stuff, the people that you didn't want, and we had a lot of schools that put out on the schools, and we still did twice the job you guys did in graduating black males. So think about that. All right. If I can quote you right, Deputy Chancellor, I believe you talked about a pattern of failure for our school. So I'm going to talk about our report card for the past 3 years. Student progress. Yeah, this year was a bad one, no doubt about it. 2008, B, 2009, B. Then it's F this year. Student performance, 2008, B, 2009 year, B. So we took a hit this year, and there's a lot of reasons that we want to talk about now. Matter of fact, one of the parents brought it up, I won't even go there. There's things that happened in the last couple of years. Some things about our past principal, some things about our network that we feel have caused this decline. But don't let them sit here and talk about a pattern of failure, because there is no pattern of failure. If you see a pattern of failure, I saw a pattern of success, and if something changed that caused it to fail, I like to talk about that so we can get back to what we were doing. Right. Our students can tell you the motto of our school, the motto of Sankofa. Anybody want to say what it is? It's on your shirt.
Retrieve the past in order to create the future.
Retrieve the past and create the future.
Yes!
That's our past, Deputy Chancellor. There's the past right there. B. All right, so we want to retrieve that past so we can go on and create our future. Okay, probably terrible. Let's go on here. By the way, also those years, for New York State, when they came, we were well developed and proficient, I got that right, for 3 years going. So the state came here, and through their process evaluation, they felt we were doing good things also. All right, let's talk about some solutions. Let's end off on a good note here. This is New Jersey, by the way, Newark, New Jersey. Back in 2002, they were trying to find a way to close their achievement gap between black students and white students. So you see way on the left there, black students were graduating at 47% back in the 2002 year, white students 70%. And through 6 years, in 2008, you can see the great strides they made in closing the achievement gap. So you see it went from 47% up to 75%, so it was a 28% increase over 6 years. These are things we're looking at in ways to do better, and not just shutting things down. By the way, there was some pushback where you hear in the education community that if you focus too much on black and Latino males, that this somehow hurts, the white and Asian counterparts. But as you can see here with Newark, what they found is when they actually target a population, the white percentage also went up too. So you see there was 70% in 2002, but it went up to 78% in 2008. So closing the achievement gap doesn't hurt one group of people by focusing on another. I think President Obama said it in his speech, that a rising tide lifts all ships. So we want to definitely help everybody out here. if you truly care, as you said you do, let's look at some of the things New Jersey have done, and let's see if any of those things will work here in New York. We talked about equitable resources to support students to master rigorous content standard-based education, universal and high-quality preschool education, programs to address student and school needs attributable to high poverty, including intensive early literacy, small class size, after-school, summer programming, social and health services, new and rehabilitated facilities to adequately house all programs, relieve overcrowding, and eliminate health and safety violations, state accountability to ensure progress in improving student achievement. Notice there was no school closures during that time. Now, actually, let me start to wrap up here. You know, one thing, my wife's a psychology major. She told me one of the definitions of psychology, of insanity. Insanity is saying you're doing the same thing expecting different results. Yeah. So we know this school used to be TAF. They closed TAF. Now you want to close UAAHC. There's 2 schools in this building that have D's. I guess we'll be back next year that you probably will have to close some of them. You know, the solution to solving these problems, as New Jersey already showed you, our neighboring state, you don't just close a school. That's not how to make things better. It's going to be the same students, the same population, no change in economics. Insanity is doing the same thing and trying to expect different results. You know, last night when I talked to you up into one of the PEP hearings, so I invite you all back February 1st. We'll be in Brooklyn Tech. And I think that's when they do the vote, right, about that February 1st. But last night I was listening to the Chancellor speak, the no educational background Chancellor, and she spoke on her plans to improve schools. She mentioned some key things. She talked about taking away job security for teachers. She talked about reducing teachers' pension, or taking money away from teachers' pension. And she spoke about closing schools. You know, after all of that, she mentioned the new buzz phrase you're going to hear a lot, and you probably already heard it today. We must put children first. You know, now I know why the bigger children are not educated. Because you would have to have never taught a day in your life to think attacking teachers and closing schools is what's best for children.
Yes.
You know, I believe the No Child Left Behind Act was a federal mandate. And, you know, one thing in the No Child Left Behind Act, I can't say I loved it completely because there wasn't enough money to implement it. But I did like the fact that they want to look at each group of children. So whether it was gender, male, female, or race, economic, they want to look at each group to ensure that all children are being served. So what I ask in conclusion, that if you truly do care, that you research this data for yourself. You don't have to take my word for it, I gave you a copy. And if we are doing a better job than New York City is in graduating Black and Latino males, then help us do it better and give us a network that supports us in doing so. We do this every third period, it's part of our third period ritual, and at the conclusion of all of our assemblies and meetings. So I'd like all the members of UAAHC family and staff to just stand up. Put your right fist in the air. And repeat after me. Sharpen your eyes. Sharpen your eyes.